Hey everyone, welcome to the recap of day 6 in the Rose Petal case. This case is something. We have talked about what his defense was going to be because he wasn't allowed to talk about, well, I did it in defense of the young girl, that's why I had to do it. It was kind of a self-defense move. He wasn't really allowed to do it, but he said, hold my beer, I'm going to take it from here. Zachariah Hughes was on the stand, and they did a very boring "This Is My Life," where he was a pianist. He tried to go into OTC or whatever the officers' training is called in the Marines. He had some stress fractures. He wanted to put on some concerts. And then we got into how he got to know Mr. Mello, because there's been these rumors that they were lovers and they had some kind of relationship, and that might have been one of those YouTube stories, where, as we say in Denmark, one feather turns into 5 chickens, because you take this little rumor here and then it just grows because it's the internet. No really evidence provided that they were in a relationship. What he said was he was busking on the street because, hey, if you want to go to bed hungry, become an artist. And when he was playing on the street, Ada and her father came up and he played some music for them. Sometimes they would kind of hang out together, have a piece of pizza, and he talked to them a little bit. But Mello was kind of intense, so when he moved to, no, that was before he moved to Italy, but they hung out for a while. Then they kind of had a break where they didn't talk so much, and he liked that because Mello was a little intense. When he goes to Italy, Mello, he starts talking more and more about what's happening with Ada, the mom, why he did it, what he's afraid of. And this guy, because he grew up with a step sibling who also had some, seemed like major mental problems, he kind of got in his mind that this could turn out really bad for Ada if something happens. At some point, he then goes to Italy and visits Mello after Ada has been taken home to her mom, and this is where he's convinced that something really bad is happening in the house, and he's afraid that Ada will turn into his Russian stepsister who ruined the family. He then comes home and starts sending all of this escort material. Yes, he talked about the escort things. Why? Well, because the fiancé was a PDF file. Yes, he said that in open court. Objection, sidebar, blah, blah, blah. And from there on, it just went wild. He talked about that day, how bad he felt, but he felt he had to do it. And when he did it, he kind of felt relief after. He talked about, well, they were in a struggle, and that's how I have a problem with the 31 stabulations. I have to say that, but it was because they were in a struggle, and blah 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 happened, and in the end, he felt he was justified because she was a PDF file. He was saving Ada from a PDF file lifestyle, and he was calm all the way through. Harry from Alice Look Cloud asked me if I believed him. Yeah, I believed he unalived her. And I believe he believed it was justified. That's my take from it yesterday. He didn't build a story. He didn't go overboard. But, oh my God, did he make sure to mention all the cheese pizza, all the PDF filing. We had so many breaks. We had 6 hours of court, maybe 7 hours of court yesterday. I think maybe 1 hour was spent on camera. The rest was sidebar after sidebar after sidebar. The judge instructing him, you can't talk about this. The defense screaming that they need instruction from the jury, for the jury every time he mentioned it. In the end, he ends up getting contempt of court for 6 months. This guy is looking at a minimum of 30 years in prison. 6 months, I don't care. In the end, I don't think the state wanted to cross-examine him. One thing, you have him admitting to doing it. You have him saying, I stabulated her 31 times. And you don't want him to mention cheese pizza one more time. So I think they don't want to, I don't think we're going to have cross-examination today. It's going to be a late start. Court starts 10:30, the stupid half-hour delay. We'll go live at 11. I think we'll go straight into closing arguments, and should be fairly simple closing arguments. Because, yes, he could say all the stuff about cheese pizza yesterday. Oh, he also mentioned that I believed the mom was a PDF file and the state are holding evidence from you. That's when the state, he didn't even yell objection or sidebar. He just yelled something. It was like, it was such a weird ending to a case that I don't think they had much of the evidence against him. I could see how you could try and say it wasn't me as a defense, then turned into, yep, I did it, but I did it because of the kid. And then to him openly, just continuously mentioning from the stand, I did this because the mom was a PDF file. That's why I think closing arguments, just point to him and said, yeah, he said he did it. You're not allowed to do it, no matter if you feel like the Bruce Brothers, I'm on a mission from God. It doesn't give you the right to do it. And the defense will say, yeah, well, he did it, but he believed that he was on a mission from God. I don't know what the closing argument is going to be. Do I think he's going to be found guilty? I think I'm kind of on board with, I said yesterday when I ended my stream, I have to go think about it. I feel like I'm with Chad. 49% said he's going to be found guilty. 42% said it's going to be a hung jury. Because this is so hard to figure out. Because will the cheese pizza stuff be enough? We know all of the backstory. The jury doesn't. So just mentioning the PDF file thing, is it going to be enough to? And will they still? Could they sit here and moralize? Because none of us are fans of PDF files, and I have very, very, very little sympathy for the deceased. But again, it's still not okay to take someone else's life. It's not your role. But on the other side, he did try all the things. They did call the cops. They did call the courts. So can you kind of understand what happened? It's going to be very interesting to see where the jury lands on this one. But 11 Eastern is when it starts again. We'll start a little before that. Now you're up to date. Crazy case.